Meeting agendas are fucking huge. Like before going into a meeting, really make it public to the people you're meeting with. This is what we're going over. My Friday meetings with Taylor and Steph, we have 12 questions. They know it every single Friday. I jump on the call. There's no wasted bullshit. I'm not having this meeting to have a meeting. Go open the forum. What's question number 1? Right. What's a personal and professional win of the week? Okay, what's number 2? Okay, what was your best relationship you made this week? And we just go straight down the line.
Right. That's so important. The tone of those meetings, it sets the tone for the rest of their week, right? Like the way you run a meeting is the way it trickles down, and it's the way that they handle it. It's the way they conduct themselves. It's so important to establish a tone and a seriousness to what you're doing, in an organized way to keep everybody, organized and push it forward.
And it's not micromanagement.
No.
Like it's not like they almost respect you more the more organized everything is.
Oh, for sure.
Rather than you kind of feeling like, oh, he's on my ass, he's making me answer these questions. No, at the end of the day, they respect it more how dialed and organized it is, because they know if they don't step up to that level, they're not meeting our standards.
Right.
And they flush each other out. It makes it easier to scale and grow because they flush themselves out.
Yeah, it's perfectly said.
Building off of that, though, like something that we talked about even on our Monday meeting with our Tuesday leadership meeting is like personal development. I brought up the topic of personal development. Like what I'm hearing there, and a lot of like business owners probably watching this are like would hear that stuff like if their team's not doing well and be like, why aren't they doing well? Why aren't they doing a good job? But like, what can they do as a leader to really like work on themselves to understand like they are in charge of this business? Like these people work not under me, but with me. Like, what are ways that you can like motivate them? Like as a leader, what are ways you can like motivate yourself to have patience with like somebody that's maybe not performing?
Take this one. So one thing that I could tell you with absolute certainty is that your team will never perform above your standard or what you're performing at. So in order to get your team to perform better, you need to perform better as a leader. And that's just in what you're showing them every day, how you have your conversations, how you conduct your meetings. Are you on time? Are you late? Are you the first one in, last one out? Are you working out because everybody's watching what you're doing? But that's the only way to get your team to perform better. Like if you're performing at a C level, every single person on your team is going to perform at a C level, even if they're A players. I mean, you might have a unicorn that can shine above the rest and they're outperforming you, but in our fucking 20-year history, I don't think that's ever happened. Right? It's like once you rise to an A player level, now you're attracting A players into the organization, and you have to maintain that and stay a step ahead of them in order for them to continue to grow as people.
And I feel like the faster companies grow, or when managers and owners are self-aware that they're slumping, like, everyone gets in a slump, right? Mm-hmm. But the faster you know you're in a slump and the faster you wake up, the faster you can get to that A-level roles, the faster your team can get to the A-level role. Because everything is on your shoulders pretty much, right? Yeah. So like the reflection of your team is yourself. So when I was operating as a C level, everyone else is operating as a C level, and that hurts what? The fucking company and the growth plan. So if I'm at C level for 4 months, right, that's going to slow us down for 4 months. If I wake up, if I know in the first month, I'm like, fuck, I'm being a scumbag, right, and I wake up on the second month, all of a sudden I save that 2 months of bullshit.
A player, that's like a natural thing for an A player to think like you're self-policing all the time.
Right.
And everything's like cyclical too. Right. Like you obviously have better months. 1 month might be up, 1 month might be down, but you're constantly like course correcting and staying on like a constant trajectory up.
Right. Yeah. You want to hear, what Costa said, like, how do you help like motivate your managers to like manage properly? One thing that we've realized is when you promote somebody who wasn't a manager before to a management position where they're like they're in charge of their entire team, a lot of times there's a transition period where they don't realize that it's really their responsibility, everything that their team is doing. So they're still going to come to their boss or the owner for stuff that they know the answer to, or they just are so used to using you as a crutch. So one little trick to that is to get them to snap out of it, to get them to like understand, is to make it fucking abundantly known that you're not going to help them. As soon as that is like, it might be controversial, but like, they come to you for like an answer on like a question.
Right. Well,
like,
I'm not going to do your job.
this?
I'm not going to supplement your job.
Yeah, I know the answer to this, but you know the answer to this.
Right.
Solve it. You don't need me to solve it.
You kick the crutch.
You got to kick the crutch out of the way. They'll trip and fall a little bit, and then eventually they're like, okay, I really don't have that like.
That's a good point.
That parachute to fall.
If you continue to answer every question for them, they never learn anything.
Right.
Like you need to just right from the jump. You got to trust what they're doing, but verify
exactly.
in the
you know
background.
the answer. You got to give them the confidence that they know the answer.
Right.
But
and even if you don't, you also need to create an environment where even if you make a mistake, it's okay.
you gotta
Exactly.
It's not the end
You're
of the
not going to
world.
get your ass ripped for making an honest mistake.
You got to give them grace.